who's just a little bit acquainted with Mormon history realize or know that Joseph Smith ran for president in 1844. And here's his political tract that he published through his Chicago attorneys on the corner of Lake and Clark Street, 1844. It is entitled, and you can find this on archive.org, General Smith's View of the Powers and Policy of the Government of the United States. And what is the first thing that Joseph Smith supports and promotes? Yes, it is equal rights between black, white, and those of ethnic diversity, as well as prison reform, which harks back to the time he has been in prison, Joseph Smith himself, a multiplicity of times based on trumped-up charges. And so he is also for prison rights. So let's read, and I'm sure that many of you would want to vote for Joseph Smith today. However, the Brighamites, Brigham Young, who went to Utah and basically enslaved the Mormons who followed him to Utah in a state of complete terrorism and tyranny, also instituted slavery in the newfound Deseret Nation by Brigham Young. This was only 7 years after Joseph Smith gave this publication to the United States denouncing slavery in all of its most hideous forms. So let's begin to read. Born in the land of liberty, and breathing an air uncorrupted with the scirocco of barbarous climes, I ever feel a doubt of anxiety for the happiness of all men, both in time and in eternity. My cogitations, like Daniel's, have for a long time troubled me. When I view the condition of men throughout the world, and more especially in this boasted realm, where the Declaration of Independence holds these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that all are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among them are liberty and the pursuit of happiness. But at this time, some 2 or 3 million of people are held as slaves for life, because of the spirit in them is covered with a darker skin than ours. And hundreds of our own kindred, for infractions or supposed infractions, some covered otherwise by statutes, have to be incarcerated in dungeon rooms or suffer the more moral penitentiary gravitations of mercy in the nutshell, while the duelist and the debauchee and the defaulter of millions, I dare say that Joseph Smith is referring to bankers, and other criminals take the uppermost rooms of the feast, or like the bird of passage, or the congenial climb by flight. He's talking about fugitives from justice. The wisdom with which to characterize the freest and wisest and the most noble nation of the 19th century would, like the sun in the meridian splendor, warm every object beneath its rays, and that the main efforts of her officers, who are nothing more than that servants of the people, ought to be in the direction to ameliorate the condition of all, black and white, bond and free. For the best of books says, God had made of one blood all nations of all men who dwell on all of the face of the earth. I don't think anything could be much clearer than that. He goes on to say that God had made one blood of all men, and that the officers of the United States should ameliorate burdens of all of its people, including black and white. Here we've got black and white, bond or free, for the best of books say that all men are brothers. So Joseph Smith, where are you in this present day elections? We need people such as you promoting equal rights among all of us. And this has been concealed purposely by the Brighamite Utah Church and the anti-Mormons now, who claim that Joseph Smith was nothing but a con man and a sex fiend. So while they pretend to be on opposite sides, the Brighamite Utah Mormon Church, the Church of Christ that has betrayed Joseph Smith's memory, and anti-Mormon scholars are basically on the same side, wink, 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 smearing the memory of Joseph Smith.